for what they want to do personally as well as professionally. And so once you ask questions and you find out where they're at, then you can figure out how to incorporate bringing up send out cards and how that can benefit them in their life. Like if they're a real estate agent, then you know what avenue to talk with that about, showing like the pictures of the houses that they have for sale, or house sold, or congratulations, or we're moving, or things like that. So if you find out where they're at in their life, then that helps you to generate your talk in your words of how you're going to approach them, how send out cards can help them, right? Because the same thing, it's all about them and what our system can help them do. It's not about you and what it's going to help you.
So I guess the question really is, you meet somebody and you know that they're going to be going off in another direction, you're never going to see them again. How do you ensure that you are able to reconnect with them? That's really what the question is, I would think. Demarr has yeah.
First of all, I like to collect addresses and stuff. So I just use this card, and whenever I meet somebody, I have a handful of these in my pocket. So I never not get their information.
That's a capture card where he hands it to them and asks to fill it out.
So the question is what do you do if they're going to be out of your life? Well, they're never out of my life, because if I've got this, I can always capture their information and then they'll be part of my life.
Yeah, now Demarr, it's quite embarrassing hanging out with Demarr for any length of time. And what you'll find out about him is, you want to tell him a story about when we were walking through I don't remember, was it Walmart?
You can tell him.
Oh.
You can tell him.
Yeah, so I was walking with Demarr. We were going to pick up some stuff for the corporate staff for a gift, and I was looking for something. And we were walking through the store. Do you remember what store it was?
It was Office Cement. You were trying to get one of those buttons.
Staples or...
Staples.
No,
It was Staples. You were trying to get one of those. Easy buttons.
Easy, yeah. Staples. So we're walking through Staples, and I'm talking to Demarr. We're just walking, and I'm talking to him. And then I look over, and I'm not talking to him because he's gone. And I look back, and he was over at the greeting card aisle, and he was standing in the greeting card aisle having a conversation with a woman. And they talked for a little bit, and it turned out she was the Hallmark rep, right? And he had her fill out the thing. And that's what he does. He has this little card, he has her fill it out with her information, and then he recontacts her.
What, can you see this card? Can they, I'll try to hold it closer to the camera. What it says is it just says send out card, and it says I need your mailing address to keep in touch. And then on the back side it has first name, last name, address, city, state, phone, email address, birthday. With lines. And so I just have them fill that out. I was on the airplane last night. Can you see it?
There it is.
Okay, so I was on the plane last night, and this is the one I got last night. The guy next to me, everybody else was asleep because it was a late night or a later flight. And this guy owns a restaurant in Montana close to some of the rivers, Madison River, that I fish there, and it's called Montana Max, and his name's Mac. And we were talking, and he asked me what I did and everything, and obviously I played cards with him and showed him this stuff, and so I just got his information. So these are actually in the photo store, Sock Photo Store. You can go to there, the business cards, and it's one of the templates at the very bottom that you can click, and you can print them out and get them. I buy them, and I buy about 1,000 of them at a time because I have stupid reps that never get them, and they ask me for them. No, I'm kidding. But they're not stupid. But I just, well, they are. But
can I borrow a hush, Demarr?
One thing I like to say in pretty much any situation, it could be that like the question asked where you're never going to see someone again, or it could be someone you are going to see again. But I just always, like kind of like what Laurie said, you ask questions, but whatever it is that they do, I feel like we have such a great in. If they're a whatever, I don't know, name something. What's a veterinarian? Yeah. Seemed like a weird long word all of a sudden. It just seemed like a long word. Anyway, so like you would just say, I have something that could be really interesting for you. I'd love. Okay, thanks. I would say I have something that could be really interesting for you. If I
would you take a look at, it takes about 20 minutes for me to show you how it works, and you can see if it's a good fit for you. And to me, that just is such a good segue. It doesn't mean I'm only going to show them the product. Of course, I'm going to show them all the options, but whatever it is that they do, if you start with